Coronation Street has confirmed another big setback for Jodie Ramsey as her scheming continues. The character has been attempting to take over sister Shona's life after feeling abandoned when they were younger. She has even moved in on husband David amid attempts to take the whole family, though she is set to face a major setback next week that will only likely fuel her further. In the scenes next Thursday, Roy tells Jodie that she is no longer required at the cafe, leaving her distraught. Things are made worse by the fact that it's because Shona has decided to return to work after baby Harper's arrival. Will this push Jodie even further in her revenge plans against her sister? This is dangerous territory, as Jodie is prone to overreactions, our Corey source said. She's already targeted Brian and Bernie with very little provocation, which showed just how erratic she can be. Jodie doesn't just want Shona's man, she wants her whole life. Feeling snubbed once again, will she lash out? Show producer Kate Brooks recently teased where the Jodie storyline is heading, telling Digital Spy, Jodie is desperately trying to get what she feels is rightfully hers. She has a real soft spot for David. She sees this life that Shona has built and she thinks, that could be me, that should be my life. She added, we'll explore whether Jodie is able to exploit those weaknesses within that relationship. It's whether she's able to tempt David over to the dark side. She wants to punish Shona for leaving her, so she's certainly going to try and come between them. The rain hammered against the cobbles of Weatherfield as Jodie Ramsey stood outside Underworld, her jaw clenched so tightly it looked painful. The factory lights glowed through the windows, but for the first time in weeks, she wasn't the one in control. And she knew it. Inside, the workers whispered as Carla Connor stormed across the office floor holding a stack of papers. Betsy Swain hovered nervously by the door while Sarah Platt exchanged worried looks with Dee Dee Bailey. Whatever was happening, it was bad, and everyone knew it involved Jodie. After months of manipulation, lies, and secret schemes, Coronation Street's newest troublemaker was finally watching her empire collapse. Jodie had arrived in Weatherfield presenting herself as charming, confident, and ambitious. But behind the polished smile lurked a woman determined to claw her way to the top no matter who got hurt. She had played people against each other expertly, earning trust before stabbing them in the back the moment it suited her. At first, her schemes worked flawlessly. She convinced Carla she was indispensable at Underworld. She manipulated Ryan Connor into believing she genuinely cared for him. She even managed to gain sympathy from Jenny Connor after spinning lies about her troubled past. But cracks had started to appear. And now everything was falling apart. You lied to me. Carla shouted, slamming the papers onto her desk. Jodie folded her arms defensively. I don't know what you think you've found. Oh please, Carla snapped. The fake invoices, the missing payments, the accounts you hid through shell companies, it's all here. Sarah stared at Jodie in disbelief. Tell me this isn't true. But Jodie stayed silent. That silence said everything. Earlier that day, Dee Dee had uncovered suspicious financial activity linked to Underworld. At first, they assumed it was an accounting error. But as they dug deeper, a horrifying picture emerged. Someone had been siphoning money from the business for months. All evidence pointed directly at Jodie. She's been robbing us blind, Carla muttered bitterly. For Jodie, the discovery couldn't have come at a worse time. She was already reeling after Ryan ended their relationship the night before. Ryan had finally realized he'd been manipulated. You don't care about anybody but yourself, he told her during their explosive argument at the bistro. Everything with you is a game. That's not fair, Jodie argued desperately. No, Ryan replied coldly. What's not fair is how you used me. Now, with Ryan gone and Carla threatening police involvement, Jodie was isolated. But Weatherfield wasn't finished with her yet. Later that evening, Jodie returned to the flat hoping for some kind of escape. Instead, she found her belongings dumped into black bin bags outside the door. Jenny stood waiting with crossed arms. You're leaving, Jenny said firmly. Jodie blinked in shock. You can't do this. I absolutely can, Jenny replied. I vouched for you. I defended you. And all along you were conning everyone. I had no choice, Jodie whispered. Jenny laughed bitterly. Funny how that's always the excuse. Humiliated, Jodie looked around the street as curtains twitched and neighbors watched the drama unfold. The very people she once charmed were now eager to see her downfall. For the first time since arriving in Coronation Street, Jodie looked genuinely afraid. But the biggest shock was still to come. The next morning, Kit Green arrived at the factory with devastating news. The police had officially launched an investigation into financial fraud linked to Underworld's accounts. And Jodie was the prime suspect. She could face serious charges, Kit warned Carla quietly. Word spread through Weatherfield within minutes. In the Rovers, gossip exploded. She always seemed dodgy, Sean muttered. I knew something was off, Bethany added. Even Chesney, usually reluctant to judge, admitted he wasn't surprised. Jodie walked into the pub hoping to defend herself, but conversations immediately stopped. Every eye turned toward her. The silence was unbearable. I'm being set up, she insisted shakily. But nobody believed her anymore. Ryan entered moments later and froze upon seeing her. The tension between them was electric. Ryan, Jodie began softly. No, he interrupted. You don't get to talk your way out of this. Pain flashed across Jodie's face. Despite everything, losing Ryan clearly hurt her more than the investigation itself. I did care about you, she whispered. Ryan shook his head sadly. Maybe you cared in your own twisted way. But not enough. He walked away, leaving Jodie standing alone in the middle of the pub. For a brief moment, her confident mask cracked completely. Tears filled her eyes. Back at the factory, Carla faced another crushing setback. Suppliers were threatening to cut ties with Underworld due to the scandal. Orders were being cancelled, and staff feared redundancies. This woman has destroyed everything, Carla said furiously. Sarah tried to remain hopeful. We can recover. But even she sounded uncertain. Meanwhile, Jodie became increasingly desperate. With nowhere to stay and police closing in, she attempted one final gamble. She secretly accessed Underworld's office late at night, hoping to retrieve files that could protect her. But someone was already there. Carla. What are you doing? Carla demanded. Jodie froze. For a moment, neither woman spoke. Then Jodie finally broke down. I never meant for it to get this bad, she admitted tearfully. Carla's expression hardened. You should have thought about that before you ruined people's lives. Jodie tried to explain how mounting debts and pressure pushed her into making terrible decisions. She claimed she only intended to borrow the money temporarily before paying it back. But Carla wasn't interested. You had chance after chance, she said coldly. And every single time, you chose yourself. As sirens echoed faintly in the distance, panic spread across Jodie's face. The police were coming. Her final scheme had failed. And for the first time, there was no clever lie left to save her. Outside, the rain poured over Coronation Street as blue lights approached the factory. Residents peeked through windows, eager to witness the dramatic downfall of Weatherfield's latest villain. But even as Jodie stood cornered, defeated, and utterly alone, there remained one lingering question. Was this truly the end for Jodie Ramsey? Or was her biggest revenge still waiting to explode? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Crown ST.